Hey y'all, welcome to the fall quarterly quality of life team meeting. My name is Sarah Corcoran. I use she, her pronouns. I am the facilitator for this space this evening, but I will not be the one who is speaking for the duration of the call. We have some great conservation team leaders who are going to give updates on what's been going on in the different teams. And then we'll have some opportunity for some conversation towards the end of the call today. Um, just keep in mind, we have some community agreements in place. We're going to try to limit the amount of jargon and acronyms that we use for throughout the evening. If there's anything that we say that you don't understand, just raise your hand or put it in the chat. We'll take some time to explain it. The one mic, that just means, one person speaking at a time. Stay muted unless you're speaking. Introduce yourself before you speak in case there's some folks that are on the phone during our call today. And then if we get into a really heated conversation, you can utilize the stack function where you either raise your hand using the little raise hand tool in the bottom bar there, or you can write stack in the chat and I will know that you're next. And it's okay to be raggedy. We're all human beings. Not everything comes out most eloquently all of the time, and that's totally fine. For those of you who have heard me speak before, I am getting over whatever my son brought home from school, so I'm probably going to be a little bit raggedy myself today. Um, and I'm gonna do my staff updates first, and then I'm going to hand off the baton to Tom and Jim, who are going to give some updates about the different conservation teams. So as far as staff updates go, we had two awesome chapter outings this year since our last quarterly call. We had a tent camping outing at Ricketts Glen in June. That is for current volunteers. So anyone who holds a volunteer position within the chapter doesn't need to be a leadership role, doesn't need to be an outings leader. They and their families can come and enjoy a camping experience. This year we did Ricketts Glen, which is really cool. The Falls Trail completely knocked it out of me, but no one got hurt and we got to see a lot of waterfalls. It was really nice. And then we did our cabin camping outing at Hickory Run in August. Now, prior to the pandemic, we were running these larger scale outings once a year. This is the first time we've returned back to Hickory Run since then. And so it was really, really cool to get out there and see everybody. These are open to the public. They are cabin camping outings, so they're great for folks who don't camp a lot or don't have a lot of the gear. We had 110 people in attendance, which is amazing considering it was the weekend of a tropical storm and we didn't have power until Saturday afternoon. And a good chunk of the cabins were a little bit under the water for the first night, so we had to do some rearranging. But everyone had a great time. The potluck on Saturday night was amazing, and we're looking forward to doing it again next year. So if anyone is interested in helping us plan for either of those outings, please let me know. They do take a lot of work, and we're planning on going back to Hickory Run for the cabin camping outing, but we have to figure out where we want to tent camp this year. And since that is open just to volunteers, we want your input. We want to make sure that we're going someplace that most people want to go to and have fun at. So that's the first update. If you are planning on becoming an outings leader or you're interested in becoming one, we have a virtual outings leader training coming up on November 16th. So folks from across the state can join in. It is a full day training. There's going to be a little bit of homework ahead of time, so that way it's not quite as long as it could be otherwise. But you can sit back and learn all the things that you need to do to have a great experience being an outings leader with the organization. We did hire a new Western Pennsylvania organizer in July. His name is Kiam Ansari. He's based out of Pittsburgh, and he's going to be focusing primarily on industrial transformation work. So that means that he's going to be doing work around Butler Works and the Cheswick facility. And he's going to be working with some folks on fracking waste reform. So if you're interested in learning more about that information, I can connect you with him. But we're happy to have him on board. We had a meeting with the National Field Management team back at the end of July to talk about some more of the strategic planning process that we've been having at the chapter level. And we're going to be having a webinar with an update with where we are in that strategic planning process later on in October. Once we get those details up on Campfire, we'll make sure to share those out. And then National is hosting a letter writing campaign to infrequent voters in advance of the election. So if you've been looking for something to do as far as get out the vote type materials, you can reach out to me or Melissa. We're going to be holding weekly letter writing parties virtually on Thursday evenings throughout the month of October. So those are my staff updates. We've got some legislative updates from Jen. She's not here tonight, but the briefing webinars that she was doing earlier in the year are coming back. The first one is going to be coming up in a couple of weeks, so you can find those up on Campfire. When I share out the slide deck after our presentation today, you'll be able to click on the links and access it that way as well. But you can just go to the website if you'd like to sign up. And you can watch previous episodes on our YouTube page that's linked on the slide deck as well. That's where you're going to find the recording from this once it gets up in a couple of days. We've got, yeah, go ahead.
Just something that you had, this is Tom. Something you had previously talked about was the letter writing campaign. Is that directed towards Sierra Club members who are infrequent voters? Or is it just broadly community people who don't vote?
It is more broad. So we'll be getting National populates the list using Van. So it's not always going to be people that are on our Salesforce list, but they are people that are okay for us to write to.
Oh, okay. So it's just registered voters that don't vote frequently.
Yes, registered voters that don't vote frequently within the state. Yep.
Okay.
Their National's having their own letter writing parties, and I can share out the link for that as well when I send this out. They're like half-hour letter writing things that they have throughout the week. So if you can't make one of the Thursday ones, then you can go to one of the ones that National is hosting as well. Jen's legislative updates that she shared. Sunday hunting is scheduled for a committee vote on October 1st, which is next week. So with that, it would expand the number of Sunday hunting days and give the Game Commission the ability to pick which days those are. There's a possible ban on firefighting foam containing PFAS. She says we've been quietly asked to talk to Democrats about this bill. I don't think that it's going to be it's not something that they want widely broadcast. The residual food waste bill, there's a possible committee vote happening on October 1st, but she's expecting an amendment with that. And then the insect conservation and protection bill is actually was actually put together by Nate Regal, who is our clean energy advocate. It's not expected to move this year, but should be reintroduced next session. So if you want to talk insects, you would want to talk to Nate. He's the one who helped put the bill together, and he knows all things native pollinators. Next year, there's a possibility of revisiting the Growing Greener. So there would be a new bond that might be coming forward. So we're gonna do some planning around working with partners to try to figure out how we can best engage with that. So yes, that's the legislative updates. And like I said, the briefing's coming up. So if you have any more questions that you have as far as legislative stuff goes, you can attend one of those briefing webinars and talk with Jen. And then I'm going to stop talking for a little bit and I'm going to pass it off to Jim.
Okay, thanks, Sarah. Excuse me. So for the zero waste team, well, both teams, Zero Waste and Food and Ag, we didn't do a lot of meeting this summer, but there were a few things that we discussed via email. This first item, I attended, and probably about 3 or 4 other members of the Zero Waste team attended this national plastics team call, where we got to talk with representatives from chapters across the country about what they're doing, mostly about municipal bag bans or statewide bag bans, but it's really single-use plastic, so to include maybe styrofoam or straws and stuff like that. That was good to hear. I won't say that we are the laggards in the country, but we're not the best either. There's a lot of states that already have statewide bag bans in place, like New York State, like New Jersey. I did hear that this national plastics team is drafting a policy, a Sierra Club policy, to be presented to the board this fall, to have a position on single-use plastics, which is I think probably overdue and should be added to the list of Sierra Club policies. I haven't seen the actual language for that. They like to keep that. I'm told they'd like to keep that under wraps until it actually gets on the agenda for the board to consider. We also talked about a bill, a House bill that would allow recycled materials, recycled plastics in upholstered items. And by and large, we were in opposition to this. We think there's better alternatives, and just in general, it sends a message that we should find more uses for plastics instead of, avoiding plastics altogether. And then I wanted to make a pitch, which I'll do a little later in this presentation as well. But the Zero Waste team is contributing to the fall webinar series on November 14th. Zero Waste team is going to kind of cover 3 topics. It's kind of what the Zero Waste team does. They try to do a lot in a little amount of time. So we're going to talk about what the term zero waste really means from a policy point of view. We're going to talk about microplastics in our bodies. And then finally, Corinne's going to talk about being a plastic-aware consumer. Why don't I pause there? Is there any questions about Zero Waste team update? All right, Food and Ag. We met in early August. We talked about the new pollinator support bill, which is what Sarah just talked about being probably reintroduced next year. And that bill would require native plants and support of pollinators at all Pennsylvania state facilities. And then I wanted to talk about kind of a cross-team initiative, which is the new climate change team has put together some questions for the other teams in an effort to help the climate change team put together kind of a one-pager for volunteers in Pennsylvania for tabling to kind of start the conversation about climate change. If you can believe, some people still feel that that's a conversation that needs to be had. So that the questions for the Food and Ag team are: what is the carbon footprint benefit for a plant-based diet, and what is the carbon footprint benefit for locally sourced foods? And try to quantify that and give references to reliable sources. And then another question for the Food and Ag team is, which is better from a climate change point of view, Impossible Burgers or grass-fed beef? So I'm sure there's some data out there. We've got a couple of volunteers that have offered to look into that and draft a response for the climate change team. Any questions about that? Okay.
All right, well, if there's no questions for Jim, we'll pass it off to Tom to talk about air quality and water quality team updates.
Thank you. I'm Tom Howell. I'm the team leader for air quality and water quality. And one thing that we'll be talking about later in the webinar is local air monitoring. That's how to set up purple air monitors in your local region, so you can get on the ground data very close to your home. Purple air monitors monitor just for one thing, fine particulate, PM 2.5, and they're relatively easy to set up and relatively inexpensive. They cost about $300, but you also need a Wi-Fi and an outdoor electrical outlet to make that work. Well, what they do is broadcast readings 24/7 to a purple air map. And if you go to purpleair.com, you will see the map of all the purple air monitors in the country. And that's a good way of telling how good or bad your air quality is at a given time. This has been particularly useful in monitoring wildfires and their impact on large regions, rural America, farmland, and places that don't normally get a lot of industrial pollution. So that webinar will be coming up in the evening, November 14th. The big news in air quality is the new EPA standards for cars and trucks. And that's EPA just this year set these standards for model year 2027 through 2032. And the impetus of these rules was to gradually move America's motor vehicle fleet into hybrid and electric vehicles. And the idea was every year the emission limits would be tightened so that more electric and hybrid vehicles would be sold to meet the requirements. Now, this is a sort of remake of the corporate average fuel economy rules that have been in place for many years. And the idea was the manufacturers get to decide what mixture of cars or trucks they would produce as long as they meet the corporate average, which is set by EPA for that year. If they fail to meet that average, they would either pay a penalty or have to buy credits from another manufacturer which exceeded that number. One of the unintended consequences of this rule in the past was that electric car companies like Tesla were able to sell their emissions credits as the excess from meeting the rules to other manufacturers, such as Stellantis, which needed credits to meet the average. And this will still be true in the future. Although the rules do not move our fleet to electric as fast as Sierra Club would like. I think there's plenty of incentive for manufacturers to produce more energy efficient cars and trucks. Now this is there's a separate a rule, but it's similar for heavy duty trucks. These are the large 18-wheeler, tractor trailer trucks that are on the highways today, as well as in non-road vehicles such as bulldozers, construction vehicles, and the like. And these are going to be very tight as well, so that the mix of vehicles that the manufacturers produce will be moving toward electric trucks as well. And that was, that's the lay of the land for the next 8 years, trying to get more efficient vehicles on the road. I'll pose any questions here. Okay, we'll move on to water quality. The big news in water quality is that PFAS limits were finally set by the DEP, Department of Environmental Protection at the state level, and the Federal Environmental Protection Agency. These have been a long time coming. Now, PFAS are a class of chemicals known as forever chemicals that don't degrade in our environment. They are hard to pronounce names, and they are used in firefighting foam and coating plastics and producing water repellent items such as rainwear and others. But once they're in the environment, they tend to seep into our drinking water supplies. And so the burden of fixing this problem is going to be on America's public water suppliers. They will have to test and treat if they find excess PFAS in their water supplies. So quarterly monitoring and testing is the key measure here. They will be measuring quarterly and using the most advanced scientific tests known. Now, the state Department of Environmental Protection set these limits for PFAS a couple of years ago. And so the state limits are less stringent than the federal limits. They have 14 parts per trillion for PFOA and 18 parts per trillion for PFOS. Now, once the federal limits kick in, the state will have to abide by the federal limits, which are more stringent. But for now, these limits are in effect, and Pennsylvania's public water supplies have to test and for them, and they have to start in the beginning of this year, and for some smaller water suppliers, the beginning of next year. Now, the EPA limits were set in April of this year, and that's for 5 different PFA chemicals and combinations of chemicals. But the EPA limits don't go into effect until next year, and I mean actually to 2027, and they're giving water suppliers a longer lead time to comply. And if you go to the next slide, these are the EPA limits. So PFOA, it's 4 parts per trillion. PFOS is 4 parts per trillion. And these other chemicals, PFHS, PFNAs, are 10 parts per trillion. Now, and once you get into combinations of two or more of these chemicals, there's a procedure where they have to meet a hazard index, and that's well, that's very hard to understand, but it's a combination of amounts of chemicals which the public water suppliers have to meet. Now, the tricky part of this is that the limits are set at the scientific non-detect threshold. So basically, the water testing can only test for 4 parts per trillion. It can really not test for lower than that. So there is there'll be some fights about whether a water supplier meets that limit because of the scientific uncertainty at that testing threshold. So this is cutting edge science on the part of the EPA to set the standard so low, but it's important for protection of our water supplies. Well, one of the things that we were talked about and that you should know is that you can ask your water supplier for copies of those tests. They're required to keep them. They're required to report any exceedance to the state DEP almost immediately, like within 30 days. And they're required to make them available to the public. So if you have any concern about whether PFAs are in your drinking water, you could ask your local public water supplier for the test results. And okay, and I think that's
Jim has his hand raised, Tom.
Oh, okay. Jim?
Yeah, thanks, Tom. I got a couple of questions. So this is a requirement of water companies to do this testing, right? And it is just public water, right? So if I have well water at my house, is there a reasonable way that I can test my own water?
Yeah, the rules will not apply to private well waters. You can contact one of the state certified water testing laboratories and have them conduct a test. I mean, they will send you sample bottles, and then you would fill them and return it to them. I don't know the cost of those tests, but it's likely to be expensive.
Okay, then my other question is, where are the water companies testing it? Is it at the water main as it comes out of the water treatment plant, or is it at my house or at somebody's house or at a school?
Okay.
Is there any chance that PFAS contamination could be happening between my house and the water supply?
Yes, that's a very good question. The water companies require to test at every point of entry of the distribution line. So that if their treatment plant supplies, like 5 different main distribution lines, they have to test at each of those main distribution lines. So they're not required to test at your house, but where that water enters into distribution to your community.
Okay, and if I have any questions left, testing quarterly. I mean, do we know enough to know what the characteristics of PFAS contamination are? Is it likely to be a steady level throughout the year or throughout 3 months? Or could there be spikes on some day when something gets dumped somewhere?
Um, I can't answer that. I suspect that because they asked for quality testing, they're thinking that the source of the drinking water for each water supplier doesn't change all that much. So if they're relying on well water from a particular well field, that source contamination won't vary, see, except seasonally maybe, and that the quarterly will pick that up. So river water, it could, I suppose, could spike if that's what they're using.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's something to keep an eye on, I guess.
Yeah. Now, when we say public water supply, we're talking about community water suppliers. So if you, it would cover things like trailer parks uh, that have a private water supply, but supply to 50 trailers.
Hmm.
And it also covers things like summer camps.
Okay. Well, that could be expensive for them.
Yes. Well, the regulation applies to them, but they're not required to do quarterly testing because they're not open that all the year.
I see. Okay.
Any other questions for Tom before we move on? All right, so the public lands team has not met recently and they're looking for a new facilitator. So if you have been itching to become a facilitator for a conservation team, or if you are just more interested in public lands work and want to get involved and might be willing to be a facilitator but need a little extra training, please reach out to Jim or Tom or myself, and we'll connect you with the team and make this happen because, public lands conservation team should be meeting. While not discussed in a team setting, there's a couple of issues moving within the public land space to be aware of. There is a open comment period currently around the Allegheny Tunnel issue with the Turnpike Commission. They want to do a gray cut in the Allegheny Tunnel along the Turnpike to be able to widen the turnpike in that area and allow for less congestion. But their idea of allaying congestion is to blow up the mountain, essentially, which is a wildlife corridor, and there's widespread opposition within the community that lives in the area. So we do have a petition open. It's linked there in the slide deck. I'll share it out. And there's a public meeting. So if you happen to live in Western Pennsylvania or Southwestern Pennsylvania, it's on that stretch of the turnpike between Johnstown and Pittsburgh. You can go to the in-person public meeting that's happening tomorrow, actually. So I can get you information if you are interested in attending that. It's up on Campfire if you would like to go and check it on the website. So you could do that as well. If you don't want to wait, you can just go onto our website right now and sign on up. Another issue, DCNR reopened their survey for the Strategic Comprehensive Outdoor Recreation Plan. So their SCORT plan, it is redone every 5 years in order for them to get federal funding for projects within the state park system. So they have this outdoor recreation survey that's open until the 30th. The chapter is pushing for improvements to outdoor accessibility, such as camping opportunities, accessible trails, public transportation, more educational opportunities, increased stakeholder engagement, anything involving breaking down barriers to access to our public lands. there is a particular desire within the DCNR landscape to ask to try to get more camping in southeastern Pennsylvania because there aren't very many camping opportunities available in Southeast PA at this point. So like if you're thinking about something in particular, that's something that you can flag. The last one, I know the Governor Pinchot group spoke about this issue at their meeting last night. I had put it on here before they had had the opportunity to discuss it. But it is another issue that DCNR has kind of thrown our way in that Michaud State Forest is deciding not to renew a lease for a golf course on their property. Because they would like to build a new resource management center. So they would let the golf course grow back to native pollinator not gardens, but like a native fields, and build a new center there. So that way, it's more accessible for people to access. Michaud is one of the most highly recreated state forest districts within the state. And so they were hoping to be able to create a facility where more visitors could come and ask questions and get the resources that they need in order to enjoy the space. But there's a lot of back and forth happening within the community as to whether, we should engage on a local level if there's another partner that has more experience in the matter. Or, like if there should be, if they should allow the person who maintains the golf course to continue to maintain the golf course until they can no longer do so since he's a rather elderly gentleman. So I just that there's no action for the team at this point. I just wanted to flag that is a conversation that's been happening within the chapter. Any questions? All right. Jim, I'm going to pass it back over to you to talk about the webinar series.
Actually, Sarah, could you go back to to my slide, the food and ag and the zero waste team slide, because we had a couple of slackers that just joined us, Melinda and Jack. I just want to give them a chance to, amend anything I talked about. So just real quick, Melinda, I talked about the national zero waste plastics teams call. We talked about at our meeting this summer. And then the allowing recycled materials and upholstered items. I know you were part of that conversation, which we were mostly in opposition to. And then on the food and ag side, Jack, in the summer, actually, you weren't at that meeting, but we talked about the bill, the House bill that will be in support of native pollinators by planting native plants at Pennsylvania facilities. And then Jack talked about those two questions from the climate change team. So I just wanted to give you guys a chance to contribute to that before we go further on the agenda.
Well, I'm not quite sure what I am to say. I just, the question, are you talking about the Impossible Burger or whatever? And then the other one was just diet or vegan diet versus how much that enters the picture. The question of the Impossible Burger to me is just nibbling at the edge of the problem. The biggest thing about, and there have been replacement burgers, maybe not to the meat standard. For example, there's something been called a Harvest Burger, but which has been around for maybe 15 years. But I look at from two standpoints. I look at it from the standpoint of health. I look at it from a standpoint of environment. From the environmental standpoint, animal agriculture, any way you cut it, is one of the most destructive human practices there is. Anywhere from climate change, and again, where you read the amount of greenhouse gases from animal agriculturals, I've read everywhere from 10% to 50%. The USDA says 10%, but the USDA has too much invested in promoting animal agricultural products from the beef to pork to eggs to cheese and milk. The UN came up with a figure of something like 16%. The Our World in Data, which is a website from Oxford University, says 26%. And a number of years ago, when the world, I just lost the name. What was Lester Brown's group called? They came up with the number 50%, and two researchers for the World Bank came up with 50%. Use whichever one number you want. Animal agriculture contributes significantly to greenhouse gases. It's the number one cause of water pollution. It's the number one cause of loss of habitat because of the usage of land for growing crops and grazing. To me, and this is a personal viewpoint, as an environmentalist, I mean, I eat a whole food plant-based diet. I said health is a reason, but I think the environmental is what pushed me over the edge completely to becoming a vegan. So, did I say enough?
Yes, thanks, Jack. Appreciate it.
I can get on my soapbox sometimes. I'm sorry.
No, that's what I was hoping for.
Jim, the article that I sent around just yesterday or today, maybe, that dichotomy between what exactly the false dichotomy of systematic versus individual behavior change.
Right.
Has a section specifically kind of on foods. I think and this might be a tangent, but basically they're saying in order to have, they use an example, this article, for example, says, okay, you want to get for traveling, you want to get from point A to point B. It's not that you're in love with, cars that use gas or electric cars or anything like that, but most people just want to get from point A to point B. We'll make it affordable, easy, convenient to use the better alternative. And that will change. People can then choose the better alternative, and then they're happy. Same thing with food. They want a burger. Well, it's not like they have to learn. They just want a burger. They want to be satisfied. They want to be happy. So make it convenient and affordable and available to have a soy-based or a plant-based burger to replace their beef burger. What's that?
And taste good.
Well, yeah, that too. But I mean, there's ways of doing that. But as Jack, I guess, is saying, I mean, he's coming from an environmentalist viewpoint. Well, most people, unfortunately, do not have that viewpoint. So they speak not only with their vote, but also with their wallet. So supply and demand is also in effect here. So if they're paying for more electric cars, then the industry will supply more electric cars than gas cars. I mean, that's pretty simple, but that's my 2 cents worth. But it has nothing to do with what you were presenting here, obviously. The climate change team, are you on that too, Jim? Are you?
Yeah, well, I'm the facilitator. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, we can move on, Sarah.
Can I comment on that?
Sure.
Two things. Obviously, we have a culture which, from the standpoint of the profit makers, pushes the animal products. The other thing, in terms of the society as a whole and the individual, I hate to say, I always go back to what Thoreau said. he always said you shouldn't go into the idea of changing the whole culture. You can't change the whole culture, but you can change the culture of one so that we each are responsible. So that even though I can't change the culture necessarily, I can change the culture of one. So we each do have a choice to make.
Yeah, and I think what Melinda's article was speaking to is that we environmental advocates need to press on a two-pronged approach, not only convincing people to change their personal habits, but also to keep pushing on systemic, regulations so that our communities become more sustainable. All right, let me keep going here. Oh, I did want to pause and remind people that, so this quarterly meeting is focused on the four or five quality of life related teams. And last week, Nate Regal hosted a meeting getting together the clean energy, dirty energy, transportation, and climate change teams. So that happened last week. It's recorded, and when Sarah sends this out, it'll be up on the YouTube channel as well if you want to catch up on reports from those. A pro tip, you can put it in playback double speed and get it done in half an hour. Okay, so coming up this fall, the conservation teams are going to be hosting a webinar series. I think 7, well, here you see them, the 7 topics, mostly at lunchtimes on Thursdays between October 17th and December 5th. We've got one topic that's going to be in the evening on November 14th at 7 p.m. So you can see them there displayed nicely on this graphic, but I've got some more details on the next page. Go ahead, Sarah. So we've got the first one on October 17th is Money for Clean Energy. It's going to talk about federal and Pennsylvania incentives for homeschool and community improvements from the Inflation Reduction Act and other PA programs. And we've got Nate Regal and Bill Saby and Julia Knockley from the Climate Reality Project are going to be hosting that session. The next week is going to be Counting Climate Deaths with Dr. Christina Vanderpool, who's a former Chester County coroner. And this is a very interesting topic to think about, that we won't really know the impacts of climate change, of rising temperatures and flooding and stuff if the coroners don't do their job to put it on their death certificates properly. And then the next week, actually 2 weeks later, we're skipping Halloween. New Jersey offshore wind. What the heck is taking so long? In my opinion, Pennsylvanians are stakeholders in this discussion as well. You can see on that map, there's a number of projects kind of going on. We've read the headlines that there have been pullouts, companies have pulled out, but still other projects are going on. The state of New Jersey is pushing it, but there's pushback from fossil fuel companies that are fronting these made up environmental groups. So Denise Brush from the Sierra Club New Jersey chapter is going to talk to us about that. That's hosted by the Clean Energy team. All right, next page. Right, so then the Zero Waste team is going to be hosting a discussion about microplastics in our bodies and being better plastic aware consumers. I talked about that a minute ago. And that same day in the evening, Tom and Allison Zeckman are going to be talking about air quality monitoring and the kind of take a tour of those Purple Air monitors and the websites that they have. Then the next week, we're going to have some speakers from the Center for Coalfield Justice to talk about fracking in Western Pennsylvania, specifically about some stories that involve CNX, which is a fracking company and their kind of deal with the governor, with Governor Shapiro, and that legal action that's ongoing there. And then finally, on December 5th, we're going to hear about electric vehicle myths, try to separate fact from fiction. We've got a couple of volunteers from the transportation team, Fred Crable from the Allegheny Group, and Max Turner is actually an organizer with Electrification Coalition, something like that. And then Dennis Rowan is a big electric vehicle advocate. And that's obviously sponsored by the Clean Transportation Team. And that is all 7. Any questions about that webinar series? I will put the flyer in the webpage in the link so you can all immediately sign up for these. Yes, it's going to be in the October newsletter, so that'll go out on October 7th. To everybody, it'll be hopefully high up on the newsletter, a big deal, and also be pushing it to the PA leaders list.
Jim, we could always work on trying to send out an email as well, like we did last year, where we had all of the different webinars. But we'll have to see, figure out what date would be best for that.
Yeah,
I would love to be
know,
able to send something. I don't forget, it was a previous slide. I forget what date it was. In October. I mean, it's so hard for me to get in touch with the school board, but those people don't know this stuff is going on. So I would like to be able to, send them. And of course, you have to send it to the entire school board because they don't let you talk to one individually.
so
What is
I
that,
just put the
October?
I just put the link in the chat.
Okay,
Click on that and you'll see registration for everything.
got it. Oh, that's just for the,
Oop, hold on. There we go. I don't know how, but it decided to. There you go. That's the one you wanted to look at, right?
October 17th, right? I think, right.
I was trying to move back a slide, and apparently I moved to a different tab. Surprise, surprise.
I was just reading in Amy Harder's Cipher newsletter, I guess, that China is doing the best in terms of wind, clean energy, but they're having a problem with, they're kind of like overproducing and they can't figure out what to do with.
Yeah, I saw some data out there that China has kind of turned the corner on, expanding carbon emissions. So it's kind of starting to come down, which means the whole planet is starting to come down. Still, there's a lot of carbon emissions happening.
Yeah, but the issue of how to save or distribute wind collected energy, for example, is kind of the problem that they're dealing with now, which is kind of a good problem, but they're, there's no solution in the works.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna get through the last of the slides so we can have some chat time before we part ways for the evening. The last Quality of Life quarterly call for the year is on December 18th. It's going to be a wrap-up call and a bit of a planning call for 2025. So trying to think through, what we want these calls to be like moving forward. Are these calls the best avenue for us to connect? And what type of things would we like to collaborate on in the coming year? And we'll also do some of our, like 2024 wins. So if there was anything from 2024 that you really want to see on a slide that we can celebrate together, let me know and we'll coordinate on that together. And that's the last slide I had. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing.
Jane's asking a question in the chat, if you guys see it.
Yeah, what are you saying, Shane?
Sorry. Now I'm trying to figure out, I would like to advertise these webinars like on our website. And I don't see how to do that. It lists the webinars there, but it doesn't show, okay, if I want to listen to the Zero Waste website, how do I sign up to get that connection?
Just click on it.
Click on the
So
title.
click on
I
it, it'll
think.
come to it.
Yeah, click on the title
Title.
in that blog.
Oh, and that will take you to registration for it. Oh,
Yep.
okay. I'm sorry, I didn't spend enough time on it. So we can share that though on our website then, that whole.
Please
whole
do,
page.
please do. Use that graphic and make the graphic a hot link. Yeah.
Great, okay.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to do that, but hopefully somebody can do that. Maybe I can get Melissa to do that.
I
All
could
right.
do it for you, except you guys just didn't cut over to Drupal. You're the only group that doesn't have a Drupal website, so.
Oh, we're the
talk-
only
talk
group?
to-
Okay. We'll look into that. I forget, we had a reason for doing that, but I don't remember what it was. Okay,
All right. Well, we are at almost 8 o'clock. Does anybody else have anything that they'd like to share or anything that they want to speak into the space before we part ways for the evening?
I'll just ask, anybody have any ideas on how to get more people in the room? Both to this quarterly meeting and to our, respective team meetings.
I imagine everyone's having the same problem that I'm having, is that I get so many emails about different webinars and different meetings that it's just really hard to keep track of and know which ones, to sign on to, and I end up just deleting some without even reading them, which I know is not right, but it just seems to be
Yeah,
the way things are right now.
we tried to publish the whole calendar, early in the year.
Yeah. I wonder whether, and I'm sorry again, but I'm Queen Slacker apparently, Jim. But sometimes I get annoyed with doctor's appointments where I get multiple reminders. It's like, oh, yeah, I know, I've got it on my calendar, forgot. But there have been times where it's like, oh, I'm so glad they sent it to me. So, and I know we can all set it up in our reminders and this sort of thing. I don't know whether if we're registering with our phone number, whether to send out a reminder the day of or the day before.
You
And
get a
then
text?
a text.
I'll ask about that. Can we do group texting to specific members? I'll ask about that.
As long as folks aren't on the do not call list, you can text them or you can call them if they've registered. There's no way to do like like Hustle and Campfire don't communicate, so there's no way to use like our mass texting tools to text like people who registered. So if it's a larger registration pool, that might be a little bit difficult.
Now, this would be for an opt-in list, right? If I had, 20
Yeah.
people on the team, could I send them, 15 minutes before the meeting? Don't forget we're.
Yeah.
You could also look into starting a Slack channel, Jim. And then those.
Yeah, I've had some experience. People are really reluctant to add another app on their phones, but.
I agree. I'm with Jim on that.
So, all right, any other ideas?
I was just gonna say, as an old man who's disorganized or loses track of things, the day of the meeting, sending out a reminder with the Zoom address. I had to look back through old things. I mean, I was late to begin with, and I apologize, but I had to look back through my trash
Me
to find
too.
an old
I actually did send a reminder with the Zoom link today with a note that said Zoom link enclosed in the subject line.
Well,
I wonder, I don't remember seeing that.
I
But
don't
Right,
either.
so
that was sent
That's it.
directly from Campfire. So I'm wondering if your spam filters are set up so that way you get emails from like me and Jim, but you don't get emails from Sierra Club.
Well, you're talking to Mr. Ignorant, so I have no idea.
Jim,
right, so that's another challenge for us is the fact that a lot of mass emails go into spam.
yeah, I was
Well,
thinking
okay.
back on the text thing. Have you ever used Remind? A lot of the schools use Remind. Like we use it for soccer and we use it for PTO. People can sign up to be like on a specific group on Remind, and you don't have to have the app. You can, but then you can text everybody that's in the group, and you'll get a text from the person who runs the group. But if you send a text back, it won't go out as a group text. It'll only go to the person who runs it.
Okay.
So
I'll look
like
into that.
that's a possibility as well. But I was thinking as far as getting more people, we could always bring a buddy type deal where it's like everybody's got friends, everybody's got folks that are passionate about the same things that we are, so like drag them along. And that would double the size of the room. But we'll have the opportunity to kind of like brainstorm around that a little bit more, think on it, and we'll try to come up with as many different suggestions as we can as to how we can get the teams more flourishing. And I mean it's slightly after 8. If folks don't need to hang around.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Well,
Thank you.
Farewell.
Thank